everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a speed build challenge for the 100 baby challenge. So this is going to be a base game house. That means no CC, no custom content. All you need is the first Sims game, no additional packs. It's also going to be a starter house, going to be under $20,000. You can afford it right off the bat when you're first starting out. And it's going to be customized so that you can win the 100 baby challenge. I'll be dropping some hints and tips that I found helpful on the 100 baby challenge as we go through, so make sure to stay tuned for those. There's screenshots at the end. And yes, this build does feature your own very personal dinosaur. So if you're excited for this video, give it a big thumbs up and we'll just hop right in. As you can see from the beginning, we're in Oasis Springs. This is the world I would recommend when you're starting off with this challenge. The reason for that is that the weather is a lot nicer than in a lot of the other worlds. If you only have the base game, you don't need to worry about that, but I think the most popular pack that people usually buy first, and one that I would really recommend for this challenge, is the Seasons pack. It's just so fun to have more weather. And you'll get Santa and Christmas if you're into that. And personally, I think if you have 100 kids, just having Santa is super fun. And then once you have that, Oasis Springs is still the perfect place to live. And as you can see, the lot here is right next to a park. So this is super convenient because it has a playground where the kids can learn the motor skill, especially when you're starting off on this challenge and you don't have money to maybe buy all the skill building that you need for your Sims. It's useful to use the community lots because the kids can just go over there and then you don't have to pay for it. So you can see here we're just mocking up the layout. So this is going to be a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. I would definitely have 2 bathrooms since you'll have up to 8 Sims living here at a time with mother and then kids of various ages. It's good to just have 2 bathrooms so that they're not always walking in on each other and making each other embarrassed because yeah, that just makes them upset, and also they can die from embarrassment if they get too embarrassed, so we want to avoid that at all costs. So I had a computer out here. This is the cheapest computer, so your Sims aren't always going to be on it, which is kind of nice. They'll actually do other things as well, but the mom can't have a job, which is one of the tricky things about this challenge is you can't cheat the money, and then the mom can't have the job. But I think one of the easiest ways for her to make money is by writing, so you just write a book, and then you could continue to get royalties on it for days afterwards. So it's a good source of passive income. Honestly, good tip for life as well as The Sims. But I usually have my mom write, so that's why we have the computer. And as you can see here, I'm just kind of putting in the base things that you need for a bathroom. So we have the tub so that you can wash the toddlers. That's important. We have a shower in the other bathroom because that's faster for your older Sims than having them take a bath. And then we have a room for your teens/kids, a room for the toddlers, and a room for the mom. So as you can see in the mom's room, we got her the best bed that we could afford. That's really important. That's the first thing you're going to want to upgrade is getting the mom a really good bed. Since she has so much to do, she has to make money, she has to take care of the kids, she's going to be pregnant, so she has to sleep more. It's really important she has a good bed so that she can get a lot of sleep and hopefully spend less time sleeping. And then for the windows here, you'll see that I use the big windows. That's mostly so you get a lot of natural light without having to spend a lot of money. So that should be pretty nice and sunny in this house for them. I don't think the Sims really care, but at least when you're playing, it'll look nicer, which is important. You'll be spending a lot of time at home with all the kids. And then I started going through the debug menu. So technically, you'll have to check the challenge if you're okay with this. They say you can use build sheets. And I think as long as you're not, getting special objects or like cheating in potions, things like that give you an unfair advantage, as long as it's just for aesthetic purposes, I feel like it's still in the spirit of the challenge because the challenge is really around, having 100 babies and following those rules, and that's really the challenge part. The challenge isn't living in an ugly house. So I think it's okay, but check out the rules and see what you're comfortable with, and you can always just remove the debug content if you want. So at this point, I realized I ran out of money, so I go back and start switching out some of the furniture for less expensive furniture later, but I just kind of use some debug items to make the backyard look nice. I do add a pond back here, so this is really nice for the kids. They can come back and fish and learn the mental skill, and then you can sell what they catch for money at the beginning when you're short on money. It's good for the teenagers. They can come out here and learn the fishing skill. You can search for frogs and then sell those or keep them as a cute pet. So it's nice to have the pond. Also good if you do happen to get someone in the house who hates children, just send them out fishing and then they'll be happy and the kids will be happy. It's a win-win. You see here I was just pulling out anything that looked kind of interesting from the debug menu for some decorations. So putting some decorations in the kitchen, as well as just some other things around the house to make it look a little bit more homey. There's some really cool wood sculptures in here that I just thought were really clever. So we had some of these in here as well. And so this is really more just for aesthetic purposes, so you don't have to live in such an ugly house when you're starting off. The other nice thing about this build is that there's definitely still a lot of space in here for things that you want to add or specific things for your Sims that you want around the house. There's a lot of blank space on the walls, so we do add a craft table in here later on, and the kids can actually draw or paint pictures, and you can hang those up, which is just super cute for, one, cheap wall decorations, but also to have a memento of your kids as they grow up. So I just think that's adorable. And then there's plenty of space in here, especially in the teen's bedroom if you need to add another bed if you have more children, or if you want to add additional skill building depending on the Sims you have and what skills they're interested in. So there's a lot of space for this house to grow as your family grows. So here we're putting a little bit of the backyard. We do a little garden area. The garden stuff here isn't functional, it's just debug. You can definitely replace it with more functional gardening things. If your mom's Sim wants to garden instead of write to make money, or if you want your Sims to get the gardening skill. And we also added a dinosaur back here because I figure if you're gonna have a house with 100 kids, they definitely need their own dinosaur to come out and play with. So I thought that was pretty funny. So we just have a dinosaur in the yard back here, as well as just some gardening things. So it makes it look like the mom has a hobby other than just taking care of the kids. So some other tips for the challenges we're going through this. For the layout, this is, right, it's a cheap house, so it's only 1 story. If you do go up to 2 stories, make sure the toddlers are on the first floor. It takes them forever to go up and down stairs. So it's good to have them just really close to the kitchen, close to their toys, close to their potties, everything they need, so they can spend less time walking around super slowly and more time learning and aging up. So that's really important. Some other things here is I like having some posters or some beds in the teen kid room that you can customize. So you can switch up the decorations depending on who is in the room at the time. And I think that's kind of fun, change it up based on, their personalities, keep it fresh, and just add some interest to the challenge. Because that's at least my favorite part of it, is being able to go through and kind of set the personalities of all the kids and see how they grow up and what they're interested in and things like that. So that's pretty fun. And then for the living room in here, we didn't put any high chairs. You'll see there's no high chairs in this build, and that's because high chairs are a massive waste of time. Don't even bother with them. Instead, just put food out. The toddlers will come out and grab it, and they'll come over here and sit on this little chair or on the couch and eat next by the family. So that'll be super cute, and I love these little kid chairs. I think they're adorable. We also have a stereo in here so that Sims can learn skills by dancing. And then we have a bookshelf so that if you do need to buy any skill books for your teenagers, you can do that. And then just some accessories on the walls and things like that. It is worth trying to decorate because your Sims will get a happy buff. And when Sims are happy, they learn faster, they just have fewer problems. Things just all around go a lot smoother. So it's definitely worth trying to keep your Sims happy, especially the mom, because she has a ton of work to do. We add some nightstands in here for mom, just trying to make it kind of nice. We have this big blank wall above her bed, which is perfect for your baby birth certificates. As you get those, once you start having kids, you can fill up her entire room with the baby birth certificates. For the kids, this is where we put in that craft table I was talking about so that they can make crafts that you can put all over the walls, and you can also sell them if you need a couple extra dollars. For the toddlers, we put in blocks, we put in some toys, we put in the potties, and we put in a bear. And so those are all the skill building things you'll need for them. There is an iPad in the game that you can get for the toddlers to learn creativity or thinking, things like that, but it's super expensive and they learn a lot slower on that than they do with these. So the bear is the fastest way for them to learn communication skills. The blocks are by far the fastest way for them to learn thinking, and the children can actually help teach them, which is super cute. They have some toys to learn creativity, and then they have the potties for potty. And they usually just learn movement either by walking around or by dancing to the radio. So these are the items that you'll need for 2 toddlers to get them aged up the fastest. Last but definitely not least, you'll want to add some lot traits. So these will ensure that your Sims either learn faster or they get other things. The ones that I add here are the absolute best for the challenge. So if you do happen to have City Living or some of the other packs that they come with, I would highly recommend these 3: Child's Play, Good Schools, and On Leyline. If you just have the base game though, since this is a base game house, I would still add lot traits. Things like fast internet or great acoustics can make your Sims learn music skills or other skills a lot faster. So I would definitely add those, and then maybe have your Sims focus on the skills that those particular lot traits boost. I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I put the link down below for this build on the gallery if you want to use it. Let me know what else you guys want to see, and I'll see you next time.
Rising up like a phoenix is, been tired of pushed to the ground, speaking my heart like it